If you are good at making small talk and connecting with people quickly, it's like a superpower, and you're going to have an advantage over everybody else. But if you're bad at making small talk, or you come across as weird or a little bit awkward, you are going to miss out on so many incredible opportunities. What's up, gentlemen? So today we are talking about small talk. More specifically, 7 common small talk mistakes that a lot of dudes make that absolutely kill the conversation. So this video is going to be broken up into 2 different parts. The first part, I'm going to go over some common small talk mistakes that I see a lot of people making that is preventing you from having comfortable conversations and connecting with people quickly. But the second part, I'm actually going to go over some of my favorite small talk conversation starters. The number 1 most common mistake that a lot of people make when making small talk that totally kills the conversation is forgetting to ask questions. It's all about making the person you're talking to feel like you're interested in them. And the way that you do that, gentlemen, is by asking them questions and then follow-up questions. Take little grains or nuggets of what they give you and form additional questions. It's all about forming a common bond. And if you can find something that you have in common, this is going to connect you to this person quickly and automatically. But you got to make sure when you're doing this, you don't make the second mistake. I. It's a birthmark. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to small talk is talking about themselves too much. If you expect to be a small talk ninja, gentlemen, you've got to make sure that when you're having a conversation with somebody, you bring them in, right? It's not about you telling and talking. It's about engaging with them and connecting with them on a deeper level. And this isn't just for like dudes meeting dudes. It's dudes meeting spicy senoritas. It's for work functions. The way that you talk about yourself when you're actually making small talk with somebody, gentlemen, it is to respond to them if they ask you a specific question or to connect you to them by something they've already told you. The third mistake that is so incredibly common these days, it is crazy, and that is looking at your phone when you're talking to somebody. Ready? This is simple. This is how it works. Ready? You take your phone when you're talking to somebody and you put it away and you talk and you engage. If it's in your hand, if you're glancing at it because you get a text message or an alert, gentlemen, they automatically know that this is more important than that, and that ultimately is going to interfere with your connection and relationship. The fourth mistake that so many people make when it comes to small talk is that they suck at sharing an idea or telling a story. 9 out of 10 people that I meet literally suck at sharing their ideas or telling a story. Gentlemen, it is something that you can learn. It is something that you can get better at. And if you are looking to get better at sharing your ideas or telling a story, you have got to take Simon Sinek's class that today's video sponsors, Skillshare. The class is called Presentation Essentials: How to Share Ideas That Inspire Action. This class is all about storytelling and how to begin it, how to actually form what you're about to say, how to deliver a presentation or a message, and then how to tie everything together. Gentlemen, this class is amazing, and it is going to pay off not only in your personal life, but your professional life as well. And right now, gentlemen, for the first 1,000 subscribers that hit that link down below in the description, you're going to get a free trial to premium Skillshare for you to explore your creativity. The other thing that Skillshare is going to help you with is to become more interesting, which is actually the 5th mistake that a lot of people make. They're not interesting to talk to. Not only is Skillshare going to allow you to explore your creativity, gentlemen, it's going to make you a more well-rounded person, because the more you learn, the more you step outside of your box, the more interesting you become. Guys, Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey. Skillshare literally has thousands and thousands of incredibly inspiring classes for curious and creative people. Guys, but it's not just like arts, right? Of course, they've got classes in things like photography, creative writing, illustration, marketing, freelance, entrepreneur, not to mention like UX design, guys, web development. They also have classes in like music, photography. Gentlemen, they've got classes for everybody. Skillshare is amazing because it was created for learning, meaning there are no ads and they're always launching new amazing courses, guys, so you guys can go wherever your creativity takes you. Guys, the deal is regular premium, like annual membership, is like less than $10 a month. But for the first 1,000 of you who hit that special link down below, guys, you are getting a free trial membership of premium Skillshare to allow your creativity to blossom and for you to become more interesting. And you're going to find that as you learn new things, as you explore your creativity, gentlemen, your communication and your small talk skills will get better. The sixth biggest mistake that a lot of people make, but it's hard and it's something that I always am working on, is remembering somebody's name. It's so hard, right, to remember somebody's name. And oftentimes, like, somebody will tell you, like, hi, I'm Brian. And as soon as you say, hey, I'm Alpha, you're like, oh shit, what was their name? You forget it as soon as it like comes in your brain and it leaves because it's not a priority for you to remember. I decided a few years ago that I need to get better at this, right? I need to start remembering people's names because I hated being in a position when they remembered mine and then it's like, all right, dude, peace, I'll see you later, dude, or buddy, or whatever, right? And so what I do when I actually meet somebody, I shake their hand, they tell me their name, say it's like Brad. Right away I start thinking, Brad. What famous person do I know named Brad Pitt? And in my head I'm like, Brad Pitt, say that 5 times, Brad Pitt, right? I'm thinking Fight Club, I'm thinking like whatever other movie, like he's Fight Club. Because did he do anything other than Fight Club? Fight Club, I would definitely win in a fight against this guy whose name is Brad, and then we have a conversation, right? And before I leave, I shake his hand again and say, it was great to meet you, Brad. Brad. It is all about remembering somebody's name. When you do this, gentlemen, it makes the person think that you really care about them. It makes them think that you're involved, you're engaged, and you actually give a shit. And last but certainly not least, the seventh biggest mistake that people make when it comes to small talk is not practicing with people that don't matter. So let me explain. All right, so there are people in our lives that we come in contact with on a daily, weekly basis. Maybe it is a cashier at a grocery store, a barista, a server at a restaurant. These are people that we don't really need to have them love us or like us, or there's no skin in the game with them. And so it only makes sense that these are people that we can practice making casual conversation and small talk with. The more you practice, the more you engage with people that don't matter, the more easy it's going to become and the better at it you're going to get. So when you are at that business meeting or that function, or your spicy senorita's dad for the first time, you're not like, hi sir, yeah, because in your head you're like, yo, he thinks I'm doing dirty things to his spicy little angel. Instead, you're going to be like, hello, Mr. Spicy Senorita. The name is Alpha. It is a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so many amazing things about you. So I hear you like fishing. And he's all like, yeah. Instead of him thinking about the dirty things, he's thinking fishing. I love to fish. Let's talk about fishing. And that is awesome. Now, gentlemen, what I'd like to do is go over a few of my favorite conversation starters guaranteed to get the party started. So my favorite conversation starter is actually to give somebody a compliment. And what this does psychologically is a few different things. Number one, it makes them feel good because everybody loves getting a compliment. It automatically makes them also like you more because who doesn't like a person who gives them a compliment? So the one thing you need to understand is that if you are complimenting a woman, never compliment her physical features like her boobs, her butt, her eyes, but you can compliment her hair. Typically, you want to compliment something that they're wearing, something that they're having, something that they say, right? This is totally cool, totally kosher. Now, when it comes to dudes, same rules apply. You don't necessarily want to be like, oh my God, Brian, your hands are so buttery soft. Compliment something that they're wearing. Oh, dude, I love your shoes, or that's a great watch, or oh my God, I love your car. Like anything like that is totally good. How's your day going? It is easy, it is non-invasive, but what this allows is for the person you're talking to give you as much or as little as they want. Now, if they're like, it's fine, which kind of sucks, you can always ask them a follow-up question. Any big plans this weekend? Typically, this follow-up is going to get the person to start to talk a little bit more. And then depending on what they tell you, this is a great way for you to interject or to ask more questions about what they told you. The next conversation starter is one that I used on my wife, and that is, so, what's your story? For whatever reason, this conversation starter works incredibly well. The person that you say it to typically is going to like smile, like seriously, like what's my story, right? And then it allows them to sort of tell you what they want to tell you. And it's funny, but it really breaks the ice for whatever reason. And it's a great way to really engage somebody quickly and connect with them deeply. And the last conversation starter is an alternative to, so what do you do for a living, right? Because every dude, that's what they say. When you meet another dude, it's like, oh, so what do you do for a living, right? And I get it, and I still do it, honestly. But if you want to connect with somebody a little bit better, ask them what their hobbies are or what they enjoy doing on weekends. A lot of times people don't necessarily love their jobs, but if you can get them talking and engaging about what they love doing or what they're passionate about or their hobbies, this typically is going to open somebody up a lot better than what do you do for a living. And that's it, gentlemen. The fact is that small talk is a skill. It is a skill that you can develop, but you've got to practice and you've got to hopefully avoid the 7 common mistakes that I talked about in this video that absolutely make you awkward, weird, and suck at small talk. My only question now is, so, what's your story?